You see, the one girl, she mentions the media, and the media is a big problem with this. They have an agenda. They're generally very left-leaning. There's tons of crime. If you go on Twitter, you can find this. Tons of crime on white people done by black kids in school, just beating up white kids. And you never hear of it because, unfortunately, that's not the skin color that these leftist media want to push as victims. They like to show black people being victims or other ethnicity being victims. I don't blame the other ethnicities. I blame the mainstream media for trying to push a certain narrative. And you see these two girls just believe that. Look, we had Daniel Penny, who, unfortunately, that man that he choked on the subway died, but they tried to make this man look like a psychopath. And listen, the fellow that he choked, that was a career criminal who had, on multiple times punched old ladies in the face. He was threatening people on the subway. They tried to paint him as a Michael Jackson impersonator just trying to make a buck, a homeless guy. No. He was a serial criminal. He was in and out of jail. He committed multiple crimes. He had a bunch of restraining orders against him. The same goes for George Floyd. Again, unfortunate that the man died, but one can make a case that the world is a better place without these two people. He was high on fentanyl at the time. This is a guy who robbed people, punched women. Listen.
Isn't George Floyd the one who got arrested for gang raping women? And these pedophile rapists, they just love to protest and riot for them.
He was in jail many times. This was not the right...
And why do they do that? Because they're supremacists. They think they're so good, so great, that their black skin, if you've got black skin, you should be able to rape and murder. Because we have black skin. That's how much of a supremacist these fucking pieces of shit are.
Person for them to make a martyr out of. You look at a place like Chicago, every day almost a black person gets, terminated by gun violence. Some great men get killed every day in these liberal cities, and you don't hear anything about it. Often for the fact that they are, terminated by other black people, and that is not the narrative that the media wants to push on you. They want to push that, white people are evil, white supremacy, all that nonsense. This is why we need to have these conversations and get the actual facts out in the open. Let's get back to the video.
That's what kills, I'm not condoning the KKK. I hate the KKK. They're the deep state. Everyone knows I hate the deep state more than any group or any whatever on this planet, okay? But let me tell you something. At least the KKK, all right, this is the first time I've ever said anything good about the KKK. At least they had the common freaking decency to admit that they were supremacists, admit that they want more rights than the blacks and they wanted to enslave them and do this. These female supremacists, that they call themselves feminists, these black supremacists, these LGBT supremacists, they come out to you, they have more rights than you, okay? Because black people, all those groups I just named, they all have more rights than us. All of them. Blacks, LGBT, females. They literally have more rights than us. Like systemically, not just in society, okay? And they have the nerve, okay, to go around and tell people, I'm not a supremacist, we have equal rights, and then put us down. Okay, at least the KKK had the balls and the common decency to admit what they were. These pieces of garbage, like this black chick and this white chick, they are supremacist. Okay, they think that certain groups should have more rights than the other groups, but then they pretend that they are not racist pieces of garbage and they are not supremacists. Unreal. At least the KKK had the common decency to admit it.
We haven't talked about what these people were doing, what people were doing who were killed by the police, right? So if I'm
just imagine being a slave. You're black. You're back in the, it's 1800. You got the white guy coming up on his horse with his whip, whipping you, saying, "We're equal. I don't have more rights than you. I want equality." And then he starts whipping you again. Get back to work. Can you imagine that? That's who these people are.
Criminal, and I'm trying to shoot her father. And then her father's partner, somebody shoots me, then that's not a high number. That 1 in 250,000. I was trying to kill somebody and I got shot in the process. So that's not inherently a problem. It's either I kill this innocent person, like if I'm going to try to kill you, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And somebody shoots me,
yeah.
You're like, thank God you shot that knucklehead, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now, these numbers don't really mean a lot.
Yeah. Oh, one out of 250,000 people. That's too horrible to kill him. Yeah. What do you think that person? Why do you think the cops were killing him? Most likely, it's because he was trying to kill someone else. You dumb fucking racist pieces of bitches right here.
Are we cool? They don't really mean a lot because we don't know what they are. So we can say, well, yeah, look, it's 1 in 250. Well, clearly.
See, that's the thing. They're judging the police on the fact that they are blue. Okay, basically saying, or they're white. Okay, they're basing their judging this on superficial things like skin color. That's what makes them right. They are racist against blue people because they didn't even look at that and say, oh, 1 out of 250,000 black people will get killed. You know, well, maybe they were doing something bad. You know, that's why. No. They jumped to the conclusion that they all got shot because they were just walking down the street minding their own business. The cop just drove by and just shot them. And they're not racist, even though they just judged the cops on the color of their skin, blue or white.
Black people are more likely to get killed. Well, maybe black people are doing more things to provoke the police. So, like, we don't know that. We really don't know yet. So we got to go further. You see, like, you got to keep going further. Are you there? Are you following me?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right, man. Are we cool? Got it? This is a thinking class right now. I'm walking you through some...
That's what kills me about black people. They'll come up and judge you by the color of your skin, calling you racist. And then when you're telling them something about black people that's negative, and you're saying, it's not because of their skin, it's just because of this or that, and blah, 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 blah. You're a racist piece of garbage. It makes no sense.
Here's some thinking. Okay, go to the next one. So, 233 black people were killed by the police in 2016 out of a population of 39 million. Okay? How would you answer that young man's question? Am I next?
I would say, like, hey, man, as long as a black guy don't have a gun in his hand, I wouldn't worry about it. That's what I would say. I'd say, if you're not breaking the law, why would you be worried about it?
How would you answer his question?
I would honestly say yes, because I just feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like it's harder being a black male.
No, but what do you mean?
No. What she says, what she's thinking is, oh, well, black people, I'm a black supremacist. So black people can do no wrong. So if 230 out of 16 million or whatever the hell it was, black people got killed, it had to have been the cops' fault. That's her, because she's a racist piece of garbage.
Like,
he's saying, am I next?
Yeah.
Am I next? You're saying, yes, you are next?
I mean, like, not like, I mean, like, he better watch out the things he does.
Okay,
because,
got it. Yeah. Watch out.
Yeah, just watch out because, like, he's kind of like a target, you know, his appearance.
It never enters this racist piece of garbage mind that maybe they're getting killed because they're doing something wrong. She just assumes, because she's racist, so she has to judge based on skin color, whether they're blue or white, and, you know, she judges them on that and says that, oh, black people are just, I'm a supremacist, so black people can't do no wrong. And, of course, cops are all racist. They're all white racist, evil white racist people. So, obviously, they're being killed. They're killing them unjustly. That's how much of a racist she is. She can't even, it doesn't even conceptualize in her brain that maybe it's the other way around.
Yeah, he looks like a typical black male, so...
Okay, so if he's holding a sign and then I'm holding the sign, or like, I don't know, somebody else who looks more like him, a white guy and a dude, that dude over there who looks like a hippie, right, in the front row. If that dude's holding a sign, you're going to say, yeah, this guy, you should watch your back more than that guy.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I think that opinion does make sense. Like, I agree with the, like, watch your back thing, but also, like, watch the situations you get yourself into as well. You know what I, like, if you're in a more dangerous situation, then more can go wrong than if you're not. But I do agree that, like, if a white guy was holding that sign, it would be more likely for the black guy to have to be more in danger of getting hurt than the white guy.
They're all in danger. They're all unsafe. Everyone's unsafe. Maybe you're not unsafe. Maybe you're just a little bitch.
Okay. All right, let's go one more. Are we cool? Is everyone following here? Are we good? Okay, we're going to go one more. Ready? So how many of the 963 people were unarmed? This is what we're talking about here, right? Remember the story?
It's
like,
LA chick was like, what, wait a second. Oh, wait, they were all armed? Oh, shit. Oh, I never would have thought of that because I'm a racist piece of shit is what that white chick was thinking. I was a racist piece of shit, so I had to say that, the blue officer, what the...
I got a gun to the two of you, right? Like, I have a gun to your heads. That's very different than if I'm just, like, walking up next to you or behind you and somebody sees me and shoots me because they think I'm going to do harm to you, right? It's like very different. If I have a weapon, if I don't have it, if I say, hey, I'm going to kill these two people and I'm standing here and I have no weapon on me, I have nothing, and the police shoot me anyway, it's very different than if I'm standing here with a knife saying I'm going to kill these two people. Okay, are we good with that? So how many of the 963 people were unarmed? How many do you think were unarmed? Of the 963.
Maybe 100, I bet. It can't be that many.
Unarmed. So here are the numbers. This was the most comprehensive analysis of the data done by a research team at the Washington Post. It's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty accurate. So 69 unknown.
60, less than 100. Oh my God. Oh, well, wait a second. Only 50 were unarmed, 69 were unknown. But even if you combine them up, that's like 100 people. Those are damn good numbers.
Unknown enough that they didn't throw them in the unarmed category, so they were. You assume that the likelihood of being unarmed is equal percentage-wise, ratio-wise to the other. In a vehicle, can we be clear about a vehicle? That's a vehicle trying to run over police. Toy guns. A lot of those people, of course, were committing suicide in all likelihood because that seems to be a form. What do you think about that number? Hang on, can I ask you first? What do you think about that number? You said 600.
I said 550.
500, and you said 400 were unarmed. You said 500 were unarmed. What do you think about that number?
I'm actually kind of like shocked.
Yeah, that's like so childish to even think like that half the people that get killed by the police are unarmed. It's like these black people, they'll say, I can't go to your neighborhood and white neighborhood, I'll get killed. You don't come down to my neighborhood. That is the most childish thing. You think that middle class people just go out and start killing black people because they came into their neighborhood or something? That middle class people do not break the law. That's why they're middle class people, you moron. Even if it was an all black neighborhood that was, middle class, they're middle class for a reason because they're not nut job crazy people. Okay.
I honestly thought I'm not saying the media, I don't know, they just made it seem like, the guy was innocent, he was just trying to go about his way. But I don't know, I don't know the numbers they took or the guys they took it from or whatever. But I just think it's just crazy how 517 had a gun. I would think it would be less than that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you're a racist piece of garbage, right? You make your decisions on how you judge people on the color of their skin or the color of their blood, meaning blue being a cop, you know what I mean? You don't take data into consideration. You don't give a crap about statistics. You don't care about facts, okay? Facts are racist to these people.
Okay.
To be honest,
yeah, so you certainly think it would be more.
Way
especially
less,
given what you just said about looking at your Twitter feed and
Yeah.
Facebook and social media and so on, right?
I mean, we know, the media just exaggerates.
So, Ian, these pieces of garbage refuse to just look the data up and then you'll know. It's like CRT. All I see is both sides. Well, this is what CRT is, and the other side, well, this is what CRT is. Why didn't you just goddamn buy the book and read it? Are you really that lazy? You see the country being torn apart over CRT, and you can't spend $10 to buy the freaking book and read it. Really? And then I read the book, and then I tell you what's in it, and everyone calls me a racist piece of shit because I actually use data and facts instead of just making shit come out of my head, from nowhere and then form an opinion. Humans are garbage.
Everything, so I guess not to pay attention to it.
What do you think about the number?
I'm actually pretty surprised by it too, but when I